Ooh, starting chapter 4. You know what that means, everybody. Alright, so we gotta go to our flow chart. Let's see what we've got. There should be an episode that we unlocked for sure we need to see. I think it's this one. Right? This is a Yamato. That's new, though. Okay, so we're done up here. Delightful. All this stuff takes place between 3 and 4, from what I can see. Oh, is this one of the old memories? Ah, so this is the one for Kagiha. Sweet! Thank you, game, for telling me which one I need to see. Okay, so we'll start with this. And then I think this one is also a yeah. So we'll do these two. And then we'll go back into chapter 4, I think. Let's go! What's happening here this time? How many years has it been since Mom died? She passed right after giving birth, so Haruka never had a chance to meet her. And she's still small, so she didn't quite understand the concept of death. But if there's a parent-teacher day at school, or if she goes to play at a friend's house, she starts to feel jealous of her friends' mothers. Aw, that's sad. She asks,
"Why don't we have a mom?"
Dad always looks distraught and says something vague like,
"Your mother had to go somewhere far away."
And Haruka believes him. Isn't she, like, 5 by now, at least? Maybe even older? When do we tell her?
"When is she coming home?"
She would ask. Every single day, the same question. Dad would just say,
"Someday,"
with a bitter smile. But in truth, that day would never come. I don't know how to explain it to her either. She'll ask me the same question, but all I can reply is, "Someday." After a while, though, her innocent questioning starts to weigh me down. I don't want to admit that Mom isn't alive anymore. I want to believe she'll come back one day like Haruka does. But I'm the older sister, so I can't tell her to stop asking about it. And so I always try to smile and pretend like nothing's wrong. One day, though, Haruka throws a tantrum and won't listen, and I end up getting really annoyed. Uh-oh.
Someday, that's all you and Dad ever say! Why don't I have a mom? Erika and Itsuki do, but I don't!
Dad and I don't know when she'll be back. If you're a good girl, I'm sure she'll come back.
Oh, that's not good. Not a fan of that.
Liar! I'm always good, but she doesn't come back!
That's because...
No! I want to see Mom! I want a hug!
Come here, I'll hug you.
That was a loud swat. I reach out my hand to pull her into a hug, but she swats my hand away. I'm dumbfounded by the sudden rejection.
Haruka.
No! I don't want a hug from you! I want one from Mom! Mom! Where are you? Please come home!
Haruka, please, don't cry.
Mom!
Haruka cries and screams, assaulting my ears. I try to calm her down, but she refuses to listen. Her crying starts to get even louder. I want to cover up my ears and hide in a corner.
No! Shut up! I want to cry too! It's not fair that only she gets to!
I feel my emotions starting to bubble up inside me.
Ugh, Haruka, you idiot! If you won't listen to me, then figure out what to do by yourself!
Before I realize what I'm doing, I'm standing up and shouting at her in a thundering voice.
Ah!
It only makes things worse. Haruka sucks in a sobbing breath and then cries even louder than before. I can't bear to listen to it, so I run out of the house. Oof. I mean, you guys kind of set yourself up for that one. At some point, one of her friends is going to know that her mom is dead and just tell her straight up, and she's going to confront you guys and be like, why did you lie to me all this time? Ugh. Not a fan. I'm running, but I have no idea where to go. By the time I figure out where I am, I've made it all the way to the park.
What am I doing?
I sit down on the swing and let out a dejected sigh. I feel so guilty for yelling at Haruka. She's just a little kid. But I was at my limit. I couldn't hold it in any longer.
I want to see Mom too.
The tears start to flow. The dam inside me has broken and I cannot stop crying. I cry and cry, the tears soaking my face.
Why am I the only one who has to be strong? I'm sad too. I want to see her. Just because I'm the older sister, I have to work so much harder? I can't do it anymore.
I sit alone in the dusk in hopes that the low light of the ending day will hide my tears. I sit there for some time, letting the tears run down my face. It makes me feel as if I'm the unluckiest person in the world, and that in turn makes me cry even harder.
Aye, what's wrong?
What?
A shadow looms over me. I look up and realize it's my old friend Natsu. Okay, so this is before the accident, so yeah, I mean, she's still very young herself. Haruka must be basically, like, only just able to talk at this point. I don't know how many years there are between them. Good grief. It's a lot of pressure for a child.
Natsu.
Are you hurt? Why are you crying?
It's nothing. I'm fine.
You clearly are not. Your eyes are all red like a rabbit.
No way. Is it that bad?
Here, use this to wipe your face.
Natsu takes out a handkerchief and hands it to me.
Thanks.
I rub my face and eyes. The area beneath my eyes stings a little as I run the handkerchief over it.
There we are, all clean.
You caught me at a bad time.
Why were you crying?
He sits down on the swing next to mine and looks over at me.
It's nothing, really. I just had a fight with my little sister.
Is that all? It must be serious if you were crying that much. I'm happy to talk about it if you want to. All I can really do is listen, though.
Natsu's gentle voice pierces straight to my heart. I can tell Natsu anything, even stuff that I can't tell my other friends. I open my mouth cautiously.
Well, you see, every day, Haruka asks me or my dad the same question every day. When is Mom coming home? But she passed away a while ago.
I see.
Today she got so pushy I couldn't handle it anymore. I want to see my mom too. We're all hurting. So I left her at home and ran to the park. And then I couldn't stop crying. I'm a terrible sister. I was supposed to cheer her up. Instead, all I did was take out my anger on her.
That's not true. You were in pain too.
Natsu.
It certainly is lonely without your mother around. I understand how you feel, to an extent.
Huh?
Well, you see, I don't have one either. In fact, I don't have a mother or a father.
Oh, come on, Natsu. Your story's already sad. Now you're an orphan, too. Why?
Really? You don't?
I'm living with some other relatives right now, but I have no idea where my parents are.
So your parents didn't die? They're just gone?
That's why I can't say I know exactly what you're going through, but I do know how sad and lonely it feels when your family goes away. Sometimes you just want to cry. It's okay to cry. You do your best to smile even when you're sad.
Natsu.
Natsu's kind words make me want to cry even more. So kind. Despite looking as though he himself might break out into tears, he places a gentle hand on my head.
I'm sorry. Natsu, I'm sorry.
It's alright. No one is watching.
He hasn't changed a bit.
Uh,
I shouldn't cry. I shouldn't cry. The more I think it, the more tears fall. Natsu continues patting me on the head, just like my mother used to do.
Thank you for listening to me, Natsu.
It's okay. I'm glad you're feeling a little better.
Natsu.
Oh, that reminds me. I just remembered. Supposedly, there's a place where you're able to see those that have passed on.
There is?
Yes. I saw it in a book I borrowed from the library the other day. It was a fairy tale.
Oh, really? What was it about?
2 beautiful white butterflies that were very close. One day, one of the butterflies dies. The one left behind wants to see the other very badly. And it hears from a traveler about a place where one can see those one wishes to see. And so it goes on a journey to find it.
Oh. What kind of place was it?
Hard to say. I'm not sure myself.
If a place like that really did exist, I could take Dad and Haruka to see Mom.
You could indeed.
It's nothing but a fairy tale, but it feels real when you talk about it.
Is that so?
My tears have stopped, and my cheeks are dry now thanks to the gentle breeze.
I feel a lot better after talking to you.
I'm glad. You look much brighter than before.
Natsu gazes at me.
Whoa.
His face is close to my own. My heart starts racing for some reason. I can't look him in the eyes, so I look down at my feet.
What's wrong? Do you feel sick?
No, I just...
I find myself stuttering and struggling to compose myself.
I can't think of an excuse.
Aw, sister. My eyes perk up at the sound of the familiar voice. I look over and see Haruka standing near us, looking embarrassed.
Haruka, why are you here?
I was looking for you. I thought you went away because I was bad.
Haruka's cheeks are red from crying, and she grips the hem of her skirt. I hesitate to find the right words, but Natsu taps me lightly on the back.
Give her a hug. I think that'll be the best way to tell her what you think.
Okay.
I get up off the swing and walk over to my sister to give her a big hug. She must be relieved because she grabs me around the waist and holds me tight.
Haruka. You were right, Natsu.
Looks like you made up after all. I'm glad.
Thank you for being there for me. I'd like to keep chatting, but I have to take Haruka home now.
Of course. I'll see you tomorrow. Have a good night.
I take Haruka's arms off my waist and we hold hands as we walk home. That's so wholesome.
A place where you're able to see those that have passed on.
I hadn't heard of that fairy tale until Natsu told me about it. I thought Haruka might be interested too. Ultimately, though, I decided it would be better to keep it to myself. I hold her hand as we continue our twilight walk home. So Natsu's just had a knack for making us feel better all along. Cute. Alright, and then another Kagiha episode. Dating partner. Okay. Let's see what this one is. We search for things that resemble daily life to stitch together this abnormal existence. It could be enjoying delicious cooking, having a fun conversation, or even finding a toy that brings a smile to our faces for whatever reason. And I think the book Kagiha is reading is one of those things. Ah, so we're current day now. What are you reading?
Oh, Benny Yuri. I was looking through the books on the bookshelf and I stumbled across a romance.
Oh? You read romance stories?
Does it not suit me? I think it's nice to read one every once in a while.
Oh, I didn't mean it like that. It's just men don't read books like that often.
You're right about that. Especially the ones around here.
Yeah. There's something I can't picture at all.
But I have to say, I'd be interested in their reaction if they did read one.
I think that would be impossible.
That's a very strong response.
I mean, they did read a romance manga. So, what's the book you're reading called? Wondering what it's about, I checked the title. Oddly, it seems to tug at a memory. I know this book. It was really famous and they made it into a movie.
Oh, really? I had no idea.
I know it's famous, but I never read it. What's it about?
In short, two estranged childhood friends reunite and fall in love when they start going to high school. The journey to that point is quite romantic.
For example?
For example, they go to different high schools, but they know each other through friends.
Go on.
They don't know they were childhood friends at first. After hearing about each other, they begin to fall for one another. And when they finally meet, they realize they were childhood friends.
Yeah? So they start dating? Kagiha?
Oh, sorry. Yes, they date. The confession scene was thrilling.
He's like, any of this ringing a bell? Anything? Does it sound good to you? And go on. What did they say?
Well, wait. Benny Yuri, are you going to make me tell you the whole book?
You were answering everything so thoroughly, I got interested. What happened in the confession scene?
The boy thought the heroine liked someone else, so he takes the heroine by the arm and says this. At the very least, just for now, accept my words and look only at me.
I know I made him say it, but this is kind of embarrassing. Sorry.
Don't apologize. It just makes me more embarrassed.
Oh. He read the lines for me without any complaints, but he does look kind of embarrassed.
I wonder if it's easy to say lines like that if you're in love.
I think a lot of that has to do with them being in a story.
But they do say that love is blind. Maybe you wouldn't care how embarrassing your actions or words were.
Like making out in the classroom or saying, I love you before going home?
That's really something, huh? Still, it sounds like something a high schooler would do.
Yeah. A love story between high school students. An ordinary story about the real world. All of that seems so far away now.
It truly does. Have you not had time to think about school or love?
Kagiha peers into my face as he asks. I feel a little agitated when he says the word love. I'm not really sure. How about you?
Me? Well, I envied the characters when I read this book.
Envied?
Hesitating whether to talk to someone you like. Being happy from hearing just one magical phrase. Those kinds of things can be really nice.
I didn't know that's how he felt. Does he like me? Does he hate me? I guess you'd go through a roller coaster of emotions thinking that.
Yeah, there was a scene like that. It was really insignificant, but to the characters it must have seemed huge.
Yes! You tell yourself that maybe you're overthinking it, but you also can't help but worry.
Is there anyone you like enough to do that with?
Huh? Me?
Yeah. It sounded like you knew from personal experience.
I think it's more like any girl has someone like that. They don't have to be in love. It could also be someone they respect. They'd act the same way.
I see. Have you dated anyone before?
I know we're talking about love, but Kagiha's persistence is still making my heart race. No. I don't think so. Why are we slowly sinking? What's happening? Are we in quicksand? Are we just like...
Oh, really? I see.
He looks happy? I don't know what to tell him. It's his yandere side being like, yes, no one has tainted her yet. Kagiha, you seem like you'd be really popular. You're all calm like you already have a girlfriend.
Oh, really? I'll take that as a compliment.
Yeah.
Thank you. But there's no one like that for me. No one at all.
None? So you have your memories?
No, but I know I don't.
Oh, really? You seem like you would.
I could say the same about you.
All I can do is hope to fall in love. It all feels like a story in a book.
If we're talking about hoping for it, then me too. I wish I could fall in love with a wonderful girl like you.
Huh? Kagiha looks right at my confused face. That composure is what makes it look like you have a girlfriend.
I'm not calm at all. I'm just voicing my honest emotions. The one I truly long for is... well, let's just say that that's all a long way away. I can accept it calmly. For now, that's all I can say.
He starts to look a little sad.
I've made things awkward, haven't I? I'll go make some tea. You'll be joining me?
Yeah. Can I say no to tea? We stopped talking about the book, but my heart was racing the whole time we talked about love because the subject so rarely comes up. Kagi has said that he longs for love, but someone wonderful like him should have no problem finding a special someone. But what if we were to fall in love in this world? What would happen? How would it end? These are all questions I've been wondering since we started this route, girl. Girl. Short order. Achievement unlocked. Okay, I'll take that. I guess that's a number of short stories I've done. Okay. So there's another Kagiha episode down here, and then 2 more. I think I have 2 or 3 more that I need to do. So that's gonna be around here. Ah, right before the bad ending kind of thing. Okay. So we'll do that when we get to that choice. We'll just, like, save, do this stuff, come back here, and then do the promise of marriage again. Ooh, the crossover episode's unlocked. Sorry, I'm just taking a quick look around to try and figure out what I've got left to do. Okay. So we were in chapter 4, right? So let's go back to chapter 4, and Kagiha's actually there. Okay. Back to chapter 4. Probably have some skippage to do as we go along, but we'll figure it out. The morning that greets me is gray. It's as though a dark filter has been placed over my eyes, leaving the world wanting for color. I blink over and over again, but nothing changes. I let out a sigh, lamenting the weight of it all. I figured I would feel better after sleeping through the night, but I just feel even heavier now. I don't think Usagi is lying, but if she's not, that would mean this place really is in between the worlds of life and death, and that we're partially dead. Right now, though, there's something I'm even more worried about than Usagi. We have no idea what happened to Yamato after he turned into that terrifying beast. Where could he have gone? Yamato. I sweep my eyes across the room. Everyone is seated in their favorite spots, and each of them has a dejected shadow darkening their sallow faces. At times like this, we have to support one another. Hey, what do you guys want for breakfast? Anything you'd like to eat? I'll make whatever you want. Oh, how about pancakes? I just made some jam the other day. The silence is deafening. I try to keep my voice bright and cheerful, but everyone else is as motionless as a statue.
Oh, my bad. I'll pass. I'm not super hungry right now.
Karasava responds to me, his reluctance evident. Oh, okay. I understand. You just woke up and all. What about you, Hokage?
No, I don't think I can get anything down right now. I'm going to go back to my room. I've got some things to think about.
Oh. Hokage doesn't even look at me as he leaves. I guess he can't help it. I'm not very hungry either. And even if I were, I don't really feel like eating.
We also ate rather late last night as well. I'll have some fruit later. That basket that came in looked like it had some nice juicy oranges in it.
Yeah. I guess it'd be good to keep it light. I smile vaguely at Kagiha's attempt to comfort me. Yamato's disappearance. It's not just an empty space among us. It's as though the delicate balance we'd managed to build up is steadily collapsing without him. We were so close to coming together as a group, but now it seems like we're going to fall to pieces, and I'm more afraid of that than anything else. Loss creates a chain reaction. With Yamato's disappearance, our willpower is crushed and the bonds between us have weakened. What might we lose next? If yet another cruel truth is thrust upon us, we just might fall apart entirely. My worries continue to pile up faster and faster. Girl's worried about losing people. Very much so. Several days have passed. Our lives continue on the same as they were before. We collect shards, return them to the kaleidoscope, and then strike out in the manor once again. Over and over we repeat this cycle, and the light from the kaleidoscope becomes ever more radiant. I'm starting to feel as though we're getting close to finishing it. However, rather than relief, our hearts feel more and more weighed down, and the reason is obvious.
Watch out, Benny Yuri!
Yikes!
The monster's razor-sharp claws just barely missed my eyes. I'm only so fortunate because somebody pulled me away at the last second. I scramble back to my feet, trying to center myself once more.
Are you alright? Are you hurt?
No! I mean, yes! I'm fine!
You need to focus! This is a life or death situation.
I'm sorry! Thank you for saving me. The monster rears back and roars, its entire body shaking with the force of it. The massive beast refixes its gaze on us and comes charging in our direction.
Let's go!
Got it! Nope, that time again, eh? Alright. Oh, come on. Come on. Give me all them butterflies. Before they go into my eyes. Why are we not locking onto anything? Anything at all. I'll take anything at this point, guys. Come on. Give me some lock-ons. This is such a weird system. I don't know if I'll ever get good at this, but... Definitely want to get the beautiful kaleidoscopy ones. No, not at all. This is not for you. Phew! Well, he looks happy. How did I do, Kagiha? I only missed 2.
Not good enough, though.
not good enough.
Man, what you gotta do to get an S rank in this game? Ah, my kingdom for an S rank. Ah, hello. As the last shot tears through the monster, it lets loose a final roar and hurls itself to the ground. It twitches and squirms, but the movement soon stops. Smoke rises from its body as it melts away into a kaleidoscope of black butterflies. Phew. In the next moment, thud, I collapse. The innumerable mass of butterflies are absorbed into my hairpin and the ring on Kagiha's finger. A forked river of black butterflies. Looking on as though dazed, I start to feel fatigued, almost as though in proportion to the number of butterflies soaked up into my hairpin. I feel so out of breath. Huff huff. My body feels suffocatingly hot, and yet I'm not sweating. I can't really breathe.
Benny Yuri, are you alright?
Oh, yeah. I'm fine. What about you?
Not nearly as exhausted as you. You always get this way after a fight.
Yeah. It's not so bad during the fight itself, but once the butterflies get absorbed into my hairpin, it really flares up. I get really tired all of a sudden. I wonder what's up with these butterflies, and why they get sucked up into the accessories we're wearing.
I'm not certain. There are still many things we don't know.
Usagi said that they aren't actually butterflies, but that they're like the particles that make up souls, and that the black ones will take us to the abyss. Maybe it's a bad idea for me to accumulate so many. I take off my hairpin and place it in my hand. It looks darker and cloudier than before.
You've been rather out of sorts lately. I'm worried you'll vanish the instant I take my eyes off of you.
I'm sorry to make you worry.
Is something wrong?
People who've lost all hope turn into those monsters. Knowing that they used to be human makes me hesitate.
Yes. I understand how you feel. But we can't come back to life without gathering the shards.
Still, I can't shake this feeling that easily. I mean, among those monsters, he might... Yamato could be among them. I can't bring myself to say his name out loud. I'm afraid that saying it will make it a reality.
It's nearly nighttime. Shall we head back?
Yeah. Kagiha gives me a reassuring smile and turns to make his way back towards our hideout. Just as I go to follow behind him... Huh? Out of the corner of my eye, I catch a flicker of something white. Oh! Reflexively, I snap my head up to look at the second floor. Whatever it was seems to have vanished. A silhouette? Was that Usagi? I follow after Kagiha, thoughts of that white shape lingering in my mind.